Saturday night. I've been working on this for a few hours tonight and this afternoon, and let me show you what I have here on the workbench. This is what we got so far. I got the two sections together, got all the windows and the doors in on the main section. Now there's a couple of bump outs here. There's one here, and there's a shed in the back, and there's another overhang over here in the back. So we'll worry about those later. But I have some louvers to put together for right here and for right here. The roofs and some small details. There's a loading dock that I have to work on. But I'm going to show you how I got to this point right here. Here are the building walls that I worked on Workbench Wednesday and added the corner pieces. I also sanded it down so you could see the primer underneath peeking through. Have some signs on the available space on the walls. Most of these walls are busy with other things, like this one here. There's two stacks. This one here, there's a big tank right there and a shed right here. There's a lamp right here. There's stairs right on this one right here. Well, actually, there's stairs on this one right here, and then this one right here is partially covered with the other part of the building. So I got as many on as I could, and I think they look pretty good. I like the way this one came out here. I messed up the S a little bit, S-E-L. It's smeared a little bit, but that's okay. I got the effect that I wanted in it. And I got this off of an old stash that I had. I figured I'd put this on the back of the building. So, and we were at a estate sale, and I picked this up for 25 cents. A nice little burnishing tool. So that helped a lot. Now that the signs are on, it was time to start gluing all the walls together. I used a 1-2-3 block and magnets to hold it in place, and did two sections at a time. And finally assembled the side building, as you can see right here, with a brace in between the walls. I had to go over some of these pieces again because the matte white that I was using was showing too much of the background color through it. So I used the primer on top of it, made it look a little bit better. I did the same thing on here. I used the matte white first, and it just didn't look good, so I put the primer on it. These are the khaki color right here. A lot of this stuff right here is going to get stained, this here and that here. A lot of that stuff over there is going to be white, but I'm going to wait for that till later because that's going to be the last thing. But some of this stuff, like the doors, I have to work on now, like right here. For this is in the loading dock, and this one here is for the front of the building. There's a large door on the left and a walk-in door on the right, and there's a transom on top of both of them. So that's what we're working on. These are these transoms here, and on the top of this, well, I stained a few more pieces and painted a few more pieces. I had to go over this with the primer to get it to look a little bit more white. I got this together right here. All I have to do is put the front on here. I've been working on these doors, putting them together. These are pill and stick. I got these 4 doors. They're individual, and the bracing in between it, but I don't have it glued into the panel yet, so I just set it in there to hold it into place while the glue was drying. I'm going to call it a night. It's about 10 after 9 on Thursday. I've been distracted watching Jim do his live stream, so I didn't get much accomplished. Here's a few photos of the workbench after I quit. You can see all the things that I was working on that day and what I got done during the live stream. Well, we just got back from a long day up to Winter Haven and Lakeland. Debbie wanted to go to Joann's. We stopped at Joann's at both places. And then I stopped at Best Buy. And then Hobby Lobby. And while I was at Best Buy, I bought one of these right here. But while at Hobby Lobby, I got these things right here. These are applicators for glue. So I'm going to try these out for specifically, you know, like when I have windows and doors, you know, to apply the glue on the back right here, because I've been using this little skinny thing. It was $4.99, so we'll take a look at that. I'll leave these doors open because it takes these two doors right here, and I put the trim in there, and I took a piece of scrap, but this is the siding, and I scored the line here, so I'm just going to break it off, and I'm going to use that as the floor, and I'm going to scribe some lines in it and run this all the way back so you could see a floor inside the storefront like that. And these double doors will be open. This door will be closed right here. So that's what we're working on right now, just to give it a little bit of extra detail. Here is the wood floor that I scribed the lines in, and also here is the loading dock wall with everything except for the pulls. I'm working on a few things at one time. Okay, I have the bottom here that sits so like that. All right, and this is the floor that I'm putting in behind it, because I'm going to have the doors open, and these are the supports on the back to level it off. I'm putting the little wires in, and I super glued them on all of these. I'm using 32 gauge wire on this one, on these here. I got that side, and while I was doing that, I super glued this center part right here. Just waiting for that to dry up a little bit. This is a little tacky yet, but I need to, here's the little wire right here hanging down. That's 32 gauge. Here are some closer views of some of the items that I showed you earlier that I was working on. The floor with the offsets, the wire, 32 gauge, and a few views of the storefront with the doors open and installed. It's time to call it a night and move on to the next phase of this amazing kit. I have the two sub-assemblies finished. This one here, the loading dock, and this is the front door, and I'm leaving those front doors open, and I might put something inside here before I install these. I got the top of this building on here, but before I put those in, I'm going to have to work on these windows this window and this door and these windows over here because this section fits in like so. So I want to get at least this done right here. And here's what that one window and door look like on the main part of the building before I assemble it to the other side of the building. And the side building is ready to go, but first we have to work on some of the windows. Got primer on all this stuff right here, and I'm going to pull these barrels off. They're almost dry, and this one door, because those are going to be a different color, and I'm going to paint all the windows white. And then I finally glued the two sections together. I still have to put the front on this one here. And got all the windows and doors in this little area right here on this side right there. After painting all the windows white, I then sanded them all down so some of the gray primer showed through to show signs of wear and tear. We're at the fun part right here while we're doing the windows. These windows right here are all finished, and I'm putting the acetate in these two right here right now. That's it for tonight. It's about, holy cow, it's almost 10 o'clock. So I'm going to call it a night, and happy Easter, everybody.